Popular rappers, but earlier this week, Jobina Brown was shot and killed on the city's east side.
Facing think I'm playing AJB. I wish I was sitting outside with you and I was in that back with you. You know your favorite rapper when the never.
Was she alive when did she die on the scene or the hospital?
I don't even.
Okay, so let me give you like the new thing that's popping. T Grizzly has an aunt that died, I believe, in 2019. So T Grizzly's aunt died in his car. So initially people thought if T Grizzly's aunt died in his car, a nigga tried to kill T Grizzly because it's his car. Then it got spooky wooky because the nigga they locked up for killing T Grizzly's aunt in T Grizzly's car is a nigga that supposedly T Grizzly knows or is cool with. Something like that. So they're like, wait. How's the nigga that you're kind of cool with or was known to be cool with the killer or alleged killer of your own aunt? Unless maybe you told him to go kill your aunt. Now, this is pure speculation, people. Pure speculation. And it's such wild speculation to even hum rumors that maybe a nigga backdoored his own auntie. Like, that sounds crazy. Like, come on. Every auntie got some good cooking, man. Come on. Why would you do that, man? It sounds far-fetched, but that is a running theory, and a lot of people are going with it. Let me play this a little bit, because this is what some of these niggas are saying. Here we go.
I think that, no, she died at the hospital. She was still alive. She was still breathing and everything. She called me.
She called you?
While she was shot, she called me.
What'd she say?
I was trying to talk to her. I didn't hear what she was saying. Oh, she couldn't really form no word.
If I'm Detroit's very own T Grizzly, I'm keeping a low profile. After this video, you might hear a lot of what ifs. Maybe a few people even saying, nowadays when these rappers get married, they in some shit. Cause truth be told, as our older generation would say, what's done in the dark will come to the light. Now a lot of folks might not remember this, but about 7 years ago, T Grizzly lost someone publicly referred to as his aunt. Whether she was blood or not, that's still up for debate. But some say it was through marriage. But what we do know is that she was tragically gunned down while riding in the Uber. And by some twist of fate, T Grizzly had gotten out the same car just minutes before the shots had rang out. Now at the time, everything seemed off, but nobody had real answers. Then about 2 months later, a man allegedly tied to one of T Grizzly's groomsmen, a man connected to Lil Durk, someone tied to him from his same neighborhood in Chicago, Illinois, which we'll later discuss, was arrested in connection with her murder. Since then, the case been cold in many people's eyes. And yet, Detroit police still have an open $2,500 reward for more information. And that alone tells you everything ain't fully closed on this. But what if I told you that was just the surface? Because what I found out while digging into this court transcripts and trial updates and federal paperwork, found me get deeper. Way deeper than what people may expect. Pause. Now there, as of now, has been whispers that she might have been pregnant, allegedly, by T Grizzly. And that wasn't even his blood aunt. But all that is he say, she say to this point. Because still, Grizzly called her his aunt. And that's what the world ran with. Not to mention he was signed to her, which some say is a clear motive. But today, I'm bringing y'all the full breakdown. Court documents, timelines, trial updates, and theories media skipped over. Because y'all will find out later in this video that someone is currently standing trial for her murder. And based on documents I've seen, I wouldn't be shocked if the feds step in once this trial is wrapped. In this video, we're going through everything from what happened that night in the Uber to who this man really is that's facing trial, to why certain people in Grizzly's circle started going ghost once the pressure came down. We're clearing up every rumor, laying out the facts. And like we always do, fam, at the conclusion, I'm here to hear from you once I lay everything on the table. But before we go over this one, I want you guys to remember, I don't give you no angle. I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We're gonna jump right to it. T Grizzly, born Terry Sanchez Wallace Jr., is a rapper straight out of Detroit, Michigan. He came up from tough circumstances. Raised on the west side, his mom was sentenced to 20 years when he was just a teen, and his dad was killed in the streets. But instead of folding, Grizzly took to music. He gained national attention in 2016 with his breakout single, First Day Out.
All and fought for your life. Being broke did something to my spirit. Ass niggas to plug me. They act like they couldn't hear.
Now that was a track he dropped just months after being released from prison for a robbery case tied to Kentucky, as he rapped about. The track blew up fast, doing millions of views in days, and earning cosigns from legends like Jay-Z and LeBron.
Boom, 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 boom. Hit the rolling stone with the rollie on. Jack portfolio.
From there, the momentum only grew. He dropped mixtapes, albums, and landed features with stars like Lil Durk and Meek Mill. But like most rappers with street ties, fame didn't come without a cost. The night he almost lost his life, or did he? Instead, his quote-unquote aunt did. In August of 2019, everything changed for T Grizzley. He was riding through Detroit in a black Chrysler 300. A little after 9 p.m. on the 3600 block, a 3-mile drive on Tuesday, when the driver exited the vehicle, shots were fired from an unknown location. That driver was allegedly T Grizzley going to his other aunt house at the location of the 3600 block, a 3-mile drive. A woman who took the stand today, almost 7 years later, which we'll later talk about. The bullet stuck Jobina Brown. May she rest in peace, and love and condolences to her family.
GRIZZLEY, one of Detroit's most popular rappers, but earlier this week, Jobina Brown was shot and killed on the city's east side. Tonight we're hearing from a local radio show host who worked with Brown. 7 Action News reporter Anu Prakash joins us live from the scene to tell us how Brown is being remembered and what police are saying. Anu.
Well, Glenda, Detroit police tell me that homicide investigators are still working on this case, still trying to figure out what led up to the shooting here on 3 Mile Road just off of Mack. Meanwhile, those who knew Brown say she was kind-hearted and a hard worker.
She was a sweetheart. She was a good person. She was the type of person that would look out for you, do whatever, she could to help you.
Bushman, host of the Bushman Show on 97.9 WJLB, first got to know Jobina Brown 3 years ago. He called her JB. She was the manager and aunt of Detroit rapper T Grizzley. She also managed Detroit rapper Sada Baby. Sources say on Tuesday night around 9:30, the 41-year-old was sitting in a Chrysler 300 with 2 other men here on 3 Mile just off of Mack. Police say as one of the men got out of the car, she was shot and killed.
JB, I love you. I miss you, but I will never forget about you. You were a queen and you were awesome.
Bushman says he's been getting calls and comments on social media from people across the country, those who've gotten to know Brown and some who are fans of T Grizzley. Bushman says Brown was a young woman who was committed and kind.
It was like her first time managing, but she grasped the knowledge of how to manage an artist and was running with it, and he's been very successful.
After hearing about her death, he shared this video of Brown in the studio with T Grizzley in May of 2018. She was fixing his hair, taking care of him like Bushman says she always would.
I wanted to share something for people to remember her by. When you're behind the scenes, you don't always get the credit for the things that you do, and I want people to understand who she was and what she meant to T Grizzley, Sada.
And as he continues to pay tribute to her, he just hopes the questions surrounding who took her life won't remain unanswered much longer.
Just want to know why. What made you do that? What caused you? What was going on in your mind and in your life that you felt like you had to pull a gun out and pop?
Now, I did reach out to T Grizzley's management company, but haven't heard back yet. Meanwhile, if you have any information that can help police solve this case, please call Detroit Police Homicide. Live on the city's east side.
At the time, no arrest was made. Police made a flyer for $2,500 for information leading up to an arrest in JB's demise. But T Grizzley decided to make a track in dedication to JB. Check it out.
Do you know your favorite rapper when they never let them guys get you? I would've shot them, left them dying, leaking in the street. Wouldn't have ran with smoke.
But just 2 months after JB lost her life, the feds and the state had made an arrest. A place 4.5 hours away from each other, a little under 300 miles in Chicago, Illinois. A man that was also connected to one of T Grizzley's groomsmen, also on his rap label, whose name is Booker, real close to Lord Durk and OTF. Apparently, the perpetrator and Booker are from the same neighborhood. They also go by 600 in Chicago. His name was Jermaine Whedon, aka Wu-Tang. Now, when Wu-Tang was first picked up, it was an open murder, a felony firearm charge. But what a lot of people don't know is that Wu-Tang already had a serious criminal background. This wasn't no first-time offender. In fact, back on May 12, 2016, he had a felony conviction for aggravated unlawful use of a weapon in a vehicle in Cook County. He was sentenced to 1 year imprisonment. And second, on March 15, 2018, just 2 years later after that, he had a felony conviction again for unlawful possession of a weapon by a felon in Cook County, in which he was sentenced to 42 months in prison, which lets us know that Wu-Tang not supposed to be around firearms. Now, I wanted to make all that clear, because he was later caught with a firearm that was illegal in Chicago, which we'll later discuss. And the feds got that case. And what they did is they dropped it for the moment, because he did get found with a firearm that has did another crime across state lines. And they let him deal with the state for now. And we just wonder why. But they also did something that I want you guys to pay attention to as well. In the state case, gave this habitual offender a reasonable bond for murder. As mentioned, we wonder why. But at this point, we know this is no ordinary case, and some folks believe he was let out on purpose. Maybe even being used as bait, or even working with somebody. Either way, something is off. Now, when JB lost her life, Wu-Tang was on probation, and he had a tether. And we'll later explain how that played on helping solving this case for the state and the feds. October 19, 2019, just 2 months after JB lost her life, Wu-Tang was arrested in Chicago, Illinois. It was around 12:06 p.m. when officers from Chicago Police Department were on a routine patrol when they responded to another officer report of a male and one female sitting inside of a stolen vehicle parked in the alley behind 5920 South Calumet Avenue in Chicago, Illinois. The reporting officer had confirmed that the vehicle was stolen by checking the vehicle license plate in the law enforcement computer database. When responding to CPD, officers pulled into the alley. They observed the male subsequently identified as Wu-Tang, aka Jermaine Whedon, and a female standing near the stolen vehicle, a blue Nissan Versa with New York license plate. Now keep that vehicle in mind. As the responding officers exited the patrol car and approached Wu-Tang, he fled from officers on foot. After a brief foot chase, the officers apprehended Wu-Tang and placed him in handcuffs. As Wu-Tang physically resisted the officers when placed against the police car, a Glock 23 40 cal semi-automatic handgun bearing serial number PAZ-363 fell out of Wu-Tang's left pants leg. The handgun was loaded with 12 rounds of ammunition with the head stamp marking SIG 40 S&W. During the subsequent search of the stolen blue Nissan, CPD officers recovered an extended magazine from the passenger side door. Now fam, would you believe this man had the same firearm and same stolen vehicle during the night that JB lost her life? Well, it's true. When it came to the rental, the car was a Hertz rental car that had been set to be returned to Hertz on August 24, 2019. Hertz filed a stolen police report in September of 2019. The following year, February of 2020, DPD received notification from the MSP lab where they test the firearms, the ballistics. They confirmed that that firearm that Wu-Tang was caught with in Chicago was the same firearm used to take the life of JB. May she rest in peace. Now at this point, fam, I know a lot going through your head, but at least for the moment, Wu-Tang gets arrested. And the following year, as mentioned, police, at least the feds stepped in, but they was already in, but they gave him one count of a firearm taken in from state lines, and they end up dismissing that case in 2021, letting him take on the challenge for the state for now. And after being arrested for over 5 years, the state gave him a $75,000 10% cash bond on the tether, in which he paid. But that was crazy, because as mentioned, he was arrested for all that time and his trial was coming up. But the world didn't know. Now Wu-Tang will only be out for just 3 months before starting trials just this past Monday, July 14, 2025. And while the feds keep a close eye, and for some reason, when this case has started back up for trial, they released a $2,500 reward again, as if the guy they caught with all this evidence isn't enough, or not the sole person responsible, which probably indicates a recent bond and the feds letting go of the first charge for now. And the Family TV will hopefully start filming from now on this trial on Twitch and YouTube, on the second channel, and many more. But I was able to catch it today, although the audio wasn't allowed for screen recording while looking. You can only screen record if the audio picks up from another device. And I didn't know that today. But I took some key notes. And the house that T Grizzly allegedly stopped at the day JB lost her life to go inside. Remember we said that was his aunt's house? Another aunt? Well, she took the stand today. And to sum up 8 hours for you guys in 60 seconds, I say this. That rumor that's floating around that T Grizzly got his alleged aunt pregnant, the state believes that. Not the Family TV, not Reddit, the state. And there was one damaging answer from the aunt on the stand. And it seemed like it was bigger than the alleged defendant. The question was asked by the state, does she remember the aunt mentioning that when T Grizzly heard the shots inside the home, he ran to the window to see what was going on? The aunt responded, no. She didn't say that.
Can I say they must be tearing him up right now? Yeah. All good, man. So the night everything happened, man. Can you kind of go over that night with us? I know y'all was at the studio. I seen you on your Instagram.
Yeah, so we was at the studio with Guapo and Jay Swan or whatever, and I'm going over my cousin's house, my older cousin. He was real close with my pops. This is like my pop's brother. And I always try to, you know what I'm saying, show him some love because that's another wound we really ain't healed from.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I went over there and I was telling her, like, come in the house. And she like, no, I don't want to go in. I'm begging her to come in the house. You know what I'm saying? Like, certain areas, you just can't, you just got to move right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't about where you at. I could go anywhere I want to.
Right.
But I got to move right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if I'm moving right, can't nothing happen to me. So I'm telling her to come in the house. She like, no. Because JB was kind of like funny acting about dirty houses.
Okay.
And stuff like that. The house wasn't even dirty, but to her, she just a clean, real clean person.
Okay.
It's like, no, I don't want to go in them people's house. I don't want to sit on their furniture and all that stuff in there. So I'm like, all right, I'll be right back. So I'm knocking on the door. My people's taking so long to come to the door. You know what I'm saying? And they finally come to the door. As soon as I see her, as soon as I see my auntie, she about to open the door. I just hear a whole bunch of shots going off. You know what I'm saying?
Behind you.
Behind me, I hear a whole bunch of shots going off. So I get down because I'm thinking they about to come to the side and start, you know what I'm saying, shooting at me, and I ain't got nothing on me at the time. My cousin ran out with a gun. I'm like, perfect. So we ran out on the street. When we ran out, my driver was gone with no cars out there. I'm like,
She was in the. So what was the vehicle? She was in the car, like
yeah, she was in the
driveway
car.
or the street?
She was in the car.
Okay.
She was in the car on the street. So my cousin ran out with the gun or whatever, and we ran out in the front to see what's going on and to, if somebody up on us, we gonna get them off us. So once we got outside, once we got in the front where they was at, my driver gone. There's no cars out here.
Okay, wait. Let me ask you this. So, was you had to enter to the back door or something?
Yeah, I was.
Okay. Side door. Okay. I get you. Okay.
But basically, I don't even know what's going on at this point.
Okay.
So we in the front, we looking. I look in the street. I don't see no glass in the street. So I'm like, oh, they straight. You know what I'm saying? That's probably some. I didn't even think this had nothing to do with us.
Okay.
You feel me?
Right.
But my cousin still came out there with the gun though. So I was cool with going out there. I'm like, I ain't see no glass in the street. I'm thinking they heard some shots and pulled off.
Okay.
So now I'm mad now. Like, y'all heard them shots, why would y'all leave me over here?
Right.
You feel me? You could at least called me and told me, like, it's too much going on over here. Come on, we gone. You know what I'm saying? That my driver ended up calling me, like, and told me what happened. So basically what happened, they walked up to my door and opened my door. You know what I'm saying? Some niggas opened my door trying to get at me. Ended up hitting her up.
Where did they hit her on the body?
They hit her on, like, on her side and in her arm. She didn't get hit in her head or her face, and I just all on her side. You feel me?
How many
on
times?
the side where her heart at.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, on the side like where her heart at too. So that shit was fucked up. She got shot like that before a long time ago with my uncle.
Okay.
His car got shot up, and she got hit in the exact same place, but she lived. You know what I'm saying? Because she went straight to the hospital.
Okay.
My uncle drove straight to the hospital as soon as it happened. But
was she alive when did she die on the scene or the hospital?
I don't even. I think that no. She died at the hospital. She was still alive. She was still breathing and everything. She called me.
She called you
while she was shot. She called me.
What'd she say?
I was trying to talk to her. I didn't hear what she was saying.
Oh.
She couldn't really form no words. You know what I'm saying? But like niggas was coming for me because they opened my door.
Okay.
And was shooting in the car. They hit her 8 times though.
And you have no idea where this came from?
No, I ain't got no idea where it came from. But it ain't even matter where it came from. Who I felt like everybody was a suspect. I felt like everybody was a suspect. So even if a person wasn't a suspect, if I didn't like that person, it was escalated. My dislike for them was escalated times 10.
Now we laid it all out. The come up, the tragedy, the arrest, the strange bond, the trial. You see just how deep the situation runs. And even though the facts are still on the table, the silence around the case speaks just as loud. You got federal interests that suddenly disappeared, and the suspect with a serious rap sheet walking free on bond. In a courtroom now, being told the victim may have been pregnant by one of Detroit's biggest rap stars. On top of that, you got a key witness, the aunt, saying T Grizzly didn't even react when the shots went off. To the streets, that don't sound right. To the court, it raises questions. To the fans, it's a full-blown mystery. Now, it's time for you guys to let me know how you feel in the comments. I keep you guys updated as more develop. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Until then, I'll catch you guys on the next one.
This guy did a good job with this video. I said T Grizzly, man, I ain't got time for all these documentary, like, conspiracy type of theories. I'm trying to get him on the stream. I want to ask him, yo, nigga, you killed your auntie or what, bro? Like, I know it's going to sound insensitive, but I just want to ask, man, like, bro, like, it's a crazy accusation for y'all niggas to make, man. I really think, like, again, I ain't even going to lie to you, bro, not everybody reacts the same, bro. Now, I know there's this, whatever, association with the killers. Nah, I don't believe this shit at all, honestly. I don't believe this shit at all. At all. Nigga, I just DM'd him. If you respond to me, nigga, I text his number. I was like, yo, niggas, I was like, niggas online is hilarious, but shit went green. I ain't talked to him like in a year and a half. So I DM'd him now. I said, yo, I said the same thing. I said, niggas online are hilarious. They make up any story. Send your number. You gonna send your number? I'm gonna call him right on stream. Yo, bro, you killed your auntie? Like, bro, you ain't kill his aunt, bro. Like, what the fuck? Bro, if he was gonna kill his auntie, why would he ever want to kill his auntie? Like, that connects him to it. Like, let me get out the car and then y'all go kill her. Bro, come on, we gotta make some sense, bro. No, I think there's something more treacherous to it. T Grizzly's a street nigga. Like, he been into it. So the niggas who they're thinking is cool with him, they might not be. I don't know. I'm gonna just keep out of it. Let me see. I was just about to get into another topic. Oh, no.